There are some hypnotic elements to this story, and while many people won't be affected at all, some people may be affected quite a lot, and until you know how it affects you, please take care. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy. A girl looks into the camera, hair pulled back. She wears a domino mask. She once was a cape in a future now forever forgotten. That girl is me. She is not important. Let her voice take your mind off of today's events. Maybe you're like her and feel you should be there, should be doing something. Try to remember that you cannot. That if you could, you would be doing so, and terrible and important as the events may be, for the moment, just for now, they need not be important for you. Draw your attention to your eyes. Keeping them open takes so much effort, doesn't it? Your mind is already so heavy under the strain of fears and worries, it needn't hold their weight too. Go on. Close them. Who are you? Do you know? What if you didn't? What if you let it fade away off into the distance, just for a bit? Let it be unimportant. Stretch for memories. Maybe it's difficult to remember much, or maybe you remember too much. A life that never existed, that never will exist, that never can exist. Sometimes it's hard to remember which life is now and which is never, which names are yours and which never will be. Are you Capri, Weaver, Skitter? Can you remember? It's okay if you can't. Or maybe you can. Maybe you always can and just sometimes prefer not to. Or maybe who you are just isn't important right now. Where are you? Are you capable of finding that important? Are you there again? You shouldn't be. Why do you keep returning? Do you want to see them again? You could have gone inside, could have swept a dusty sheet off of one of the remnants of old machinery, covered the baby angel's eyes. You could have seen Lisa again, but instead you made a call. Don't blink, you told them, much as you told Brian, but don't look too closely either. You told them everything you knew about the angels, everything they should need to send them far, far away. So why are you here again? You shouldn't be. Once more, there's a thinker inside the lair, but this time it's the wrong one. In place of Lisa, it's her. The woman who Alexandria. The muscles in your shoulders twitch as someone jostles you, and after a moment, your head turns to follow, even though your eyes won't see anything interesting, just people. You forgot you were in a crowd. closely behind ribbons of gray tape strung between orange traffic cones. Maybe the crowd makes you feel uneasy, and maybe so do the tense buildings surrounding you. Or maybe, once more, it's the anticipation. With a thunk, the door opens. Alexandria steps out. You can tell it's her and not a pretender. There's a way she holds herself. You're not sure if you ever noticed it before, and maybe it's your imagination anyway. Maybe it's not important. Her face is grim. She gestures at some PRT officers. You can't hear what she says. Does that irritate you? But you don't need to hear it. You can see the officers lining up around the building's entrances. But there's something strange. They aren't facing outwards. Not most of them. They're facing in. It doesn't make sense. If anyone could have taken care of the angels, it would have been her. She could have asked for a door, perhaps one just below them. You practically spelled it out in your call, and you know Alexandria will have listened to it. Something's wrong. Wait, she's scanning the crowd. She'll spot you. Again, your head moves as someone bumps into you. It's only a girl. She's waving, trying to catch Alexandria's attention. But wait. Somewhere behind her. Through the crowd. Did you see it? Maybe you didn't, and that's okay. The crowd is thick and it happened so quickly. Maybe it was your imagination. No. There it is again. Tweed. And then you see the hair. Quick, try to push through the crowd. You can barely move, but you have to reach him. Try to keep your breathing calm. He was heading down the street over towards your left. Is that north? No, it's south. You shouldn't follow him. You should yell for the PRT. You know he had to have created the angels. It was him, wasn't it? It had to have been. But you can't bring yourself to shout out, and you can't bring yourself to stay away. You don't care about the consequences. You have to know. You have to understand. One more shove and you're through the crowd. Where did he go? Around a corner again. Is he going to the same house as before? No. Just around the corner you see it. The blue box. The TARDIS. The door is closing. Quick. Run for it. Don't let him dematerialize again. You can feel your legs strain with every step, but you have to push them faster. The door is almost closed. Reach out an arm. Your fingers scream as the door slams upon them, but your own shout is one of victory. You made it. Open the door. Feel the grain of its wood against your palm. Step inside. You feel your breath leave you. Is it everything you imagined? He asks. But you don't hear my voice. You don't hear the voice of the girl speaking into your ear. She is unimportant. Instead, you hear his, the doctor's, rough and brash. Hear it again. Is it everything you imagined? Where did the voice come from? Somewhere above you. Your eyes follow up the stairs from where you stand, into the giant chasm within. Linger for a moment on the time rotor at the center, and now let your eyes drift to the console around it, glowing yellow and green with its bells and whistles, literal and metaphorical. Maybe your eyes start to your left. The coat stand is just where it should be. And then maybe you're right, before finally up another short flight of stairs. Sorry about the door. It's him. The jacket, the shirt, the bow tie, raggedy yet proud, and with this roguish grin that always reminded you of Lisa's. But it can't be him. He must be a tinker, or... You feel words escape you. But you're not real, you say. You're just a story. Oh, am I? He asks. I hadn't noticed. He draws out the O nice and long. He sounds almost affronted. It's just like him, just like the doctor. But you feel your hands squeeze into fists by your sides, your bruised fingers straining, your nails digging into your palms. You created the angels. Created them? He asks. Why would I have created them? They're boring. Defeated them loads of times, haven't I? Oh, fine. Just twice. Well, once. Once and a half. His rough voice lowers and his bushy eyebrows lift. Or haven't you watched a show? Nothing like having your life broadcast to millions of people you know. You should try it sometime. And then he says it. Your name. Not Capri or Weaver or Skitter or even Bug Girl, but your actual name. The name you sometimes try to forget. Oh, it wasn't hard for the TARDIS to find you, he says. You and your videos. You make me sound rather good. You have a horrible impression of me, by the way. Dreadful. His self-satisfied grin returns, and you find your eyes darting away and down to the glass floor beneath you. Do you find it strange being here in a space that shouldn't be? A world inside a blue police telephone box. A world not your own, not your old nor your new, but another world entirely. You should be more frightened, shouldn't you? If not of this other world, if not of the TARDIS, then of him, and who he could be, of how he could know what he does. What is he capable of? Do you even care? Shouldn't you? Maybe you sometimes feel like you can't anymore. Maybe it doesn't seem important. Maybe it feels like nothing does. If you found me, you try to challenge, but your voice comes out small and pathetic. Then why didn't you come after me? Who says I didn't? He asks. Wasn't easy drawing your attention. Crowds are so loud. Besides, I've been chasing portals, absolutely everywhere, and cross-dimensional too. But the angels, I don't know who made them, he says, his voice firm, his face grim. But you were there, you say. When I first saw them, when I first saw you. No. But I saw you. You had your detector. My detector. Your timey-wimey... Oh, my timey-wimey detector, he says. I wonder where that's went. Would be quite handy in the portal hunt, you know. I saw you. Did you? Maybe you saw a different me, he says. Time's funny like that. Then again, my memory's a little dodgy. You were there with the angels, you say. He'd bumped into you. If he hadn't, would you have gone inside? If you had, would things have turned out differently? I was there. They killed my friends. No, they as good as killed them. They weren't your friends. They should have been, you say. You can feel the words scraping painfully at the back of your throat. They could have been. Your friends are dead. But the weeping angels don't kill. Your friends are dead. They were dead before they ever saw the angels. He's yelling at you, his voice shaking. Don't you understand? The doctor sweeps down the stairs in a few long strides. His hands gather yours into his. Why do you almost pull them away? Don't you understand? He asks you again. Because I do. I know how you feel. His face is uncomfortably close to yours. You can feel the heat of his breath on your cheeks as he tries to collect his words, but whatever words he could say, you don't see how they could mean anything, how they could make a difference. I looked for them, you know, he says at last. Amy, Martha, Donna, River too, Rory, Rose, even Mickey. None of them are here. Oh, those people with their faces, actors, actresses. Do you want to tell yourself stories? Tell yourself that your friends are there, if only you look. But they aren't. They're just other people. Other people with their shapes. Some stories don't come true. I say I know how you feel because I know how you feel. You see his eyes dart back and forth, searching your face for any sign of response, but you don't know what response to give. You say, it's because of me. They're dead because of me. I told my stories and they weren't supposed to be real. You weren't supposed to be real. And now they're gone. You feel the doctor's grip tightening around your hands, squeezing them. But his hands around yours are still just shy of reassuring. Something brought me into this world, he says. The same thing that brought the angels, and I somehow doubt it means well, but will. A cacophony of alarms begins to sound. Did it startle you? Listen to them. Some are like little bells ringing, and others like raging sirens. They're so loud, they seem to occupy your every sense. You can barely hear the doctor start prattling away about portals and dimensions. Shh, it's okay. Let the noise fade away. It is not important. Not just now, and not for you. Allow it to slowly dematerialize from your mind along with the TARDIS and the doctor and all of it. In a moment you can open your eyes and be where you were before. Where you were before a girl started speaking into your ear. In a moment you can stop being her and again you can be you in a moment. In a moment. Open your eyes. I'm here. I don't know what happened. I don't know how. But I met the doctor. feel silly for telling you about it with Canberra. It wasn't supposed to be today. It was supposed to be next week, at least. I thought so, but the doctor sent warning. The alarms were portals opening. Cross-dimensional ones, he said. Don't know why. Maybe something the Simmerk's doing. I don't know what's going to happen. But I don't think it'll be good. I'm what's changed. I'm not supposed to be here. It's all my fault. It's all my fault, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I hope everyone's okay. I'm sorry.